Hey guys, Kat here, and I just got back from my birthday weekend spent with my two dogs, Maya and Oliver, my little sister Taylor, her boyfriend Jean, and 10 of my dear friends from the DC, New York, and Northern Virginia area. And we spent the weekend in Baldwin, Maryland, which is on the border of Maryland and Pennsylvania, and it's beautiful in the fall. We had great dinners. We stayed at a great Airbnb, had an afternoon of hiking, and just enjoyed being in a woodsy area, surrounded by nature and away from city life. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you ever have an opportunity to visit Northern Maryland or Southern Pennsylvania, definitely head on over to Baldwin. It is beautiful, so many things to do that are family friendly, and you'll definitely see it as and experience it as an amazing retreat. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have an opportunity to visit Baldwin one day. Most of us worked on Friday, so we checked into our Airbnb around 7 p.m. Then we headed to PEERCE'S Plantation for dinner. PEERCE'S is an opulent, welcoming venue which creates the perfect atmosphere for experiencing the fresh ingredients, rich spices, gorgeous colors, and awakening sense of authentic Indian fare. We arrived back at our Airbnb around 10 p.m. and were immediately welcomed into our home for the weekend by my two dogs, Maya and Oliver. Not long after we arrived, Maya made herself comfortable on her uncle Arsalan's lap, while the rest of us opened a box of chocolates that Arsalan brought back from his recent trip to Brussels. We also had a few less sophisticated snacks from Whole Foods on the counter to share. Then we called it a night. Good night, Ollie. Good morning, Maya. Time for your mom to have some coffee. One of my favorite things about this Airbnb is the fresh and vibrant flowers found in every room of the home. Hey, Maya and Ollie, ready to give a little tour? The main house has an adjoining dining room and living room, which seats our group of 12 comfortably, and peeks into the kitchen, faces a beautiful fireplace, and has walkout access to a large second floor deck. The kitchen has seating for two at a center island, which provides lots of prep space for cooking and baking. More counter space is around the sink, and the fridge and freezer are large enough to store a dead body. And here we have bedroom number 1, the primary bedroom, and their shared bathroom on the first floor. Down the stairs in the basement, we have the second bathroom of the main house, and right down the hall, we have bedroom number 3, with a twin bed, Maya wagging her tail, a shared living room in the basement, 2 twin beds in bedroom number 4, a little reading nook underneath the stairs, and bedroom number 5 with a full bed for 2. Back upstairs, Maya and Ollie tell me that it's time for a walk, so let's take this tour outside. The main house was connected to the driveway by a bridge that overlooked the guest house, a rec room, its adjoining deck, and the backyard. The perimeter of the main house had a stepstone pathway, which was surrounded by green ivy and mature shrubs. Because it's the fall, fallen leaves covered the ivy and covered the shrubs like sprinkles on an ice cream cone. Once we arrived to the backyard, there was another open area for gathering and looking out to the woods. And here's the back of the main house, which overlooks acres of wooded area as well as a beautiful hilly cow pasture. If you look closely, you can see one of the black cows in the distance. This Airbnb has so many great places to gather, like this fire pit to the right and an additional deck to the left. Now let's check out the guest house. Above the garage and up one flight of stairs is a great studio apartment, perfect for two. It has wall-to-wall windows, perfect for framing the changing colors of fall leaves outside, an open living room, and a kitchenette. Imagine waking up to these beautiful fall colors. Now let's go back to the main house. There isn't much artwork on the walls right now, but it's not even needed because in every direction the eyes fall, there are huge windows framing nature's beauty outside. Light streams through each and every window during the day, and right now in November, we see arrays of greens, yellows, reds, oranges, and browns. And if admiring it from the inside isn't enough, then there are ways to take it all in from the home's many decks. Now it's time for our first adventure. We're heading to Broom's Bloom Dairy, a farm and house that dates back to the early 1700s and is supporting its 9th generation of family farming. Their name originates from the original owner of the land, John Broom. The bloom refers to crops flourishing and providing for the tenants, hence the name Broom's Bloom Dairy. In 1997, the family started milking 65 cows on the farm, and even more recently, they started making and selling old-fashioned ice cream, as well as farmstead cheese and meat. Arsalan, Summa, Farhan, Jean, Taylor, and I all ordered combos that came with their highly rated mac and cheese and 1 scoop of their homemade ice cream. Jean got the barbecue mac and Taylor ordered the Maryland mac with cream of crab, which was their very delicious cream of crab soup over their wonderfully creamy mac and cheese with Old Bay chips on top. I ordered the standard mac and cheese, which was made with their homemade cheddar and Parmesan cheeses. I also got the mini spinach quiche, and we all ended lunch with a scoop of our chosen flavors of their homemade ice cream. The very hungry caterpillar tummies that we all had before arrival were highly satisfied after lunch. Everyone wave! Next up, we visited Gunpowder Falls State Park, and Zahia and Hannah joined the group. With 1,250 acres, the Sweet Air area is one of Gunpowder's largest enclaves. Straddling the little Gunpowder Falls, which makes up the border between Hartford and Baltimore counties, this area includes 18 miles of trails. The trails within the Sweet Air area of the park are well marked and easy to navigate. But Taylor and Jean decided to test their balance beam abilities and go off trail a bit. The rest of us stood and watched before walking the rest of the trail together. Midway into our hike, we found ourselves on the perimeter of a cornfield, so we decided to walk alongside it for the rest of the hike, stepping out from under the leafless tree canopy of the hiking path and into the sun-spilled farmlands. Back at the Airbnb, we took in the coolness of the afternoon on the deck before making ourselves comfortable inside the living room, along with Maya and Oliver. It was also time to open Summa's birthday gift for me, so a few of us gathered around the kitchen island to peek inside the gift bag. Yay, candles! Ooh, soap! And a special gift from Summa's mom, a beautiful Kashmiri scarf. And as beautiful as these gifts are, the most beautiful gift is our friendship and sisterhood. After opening gifts, it was time for Jean to start baking his delicious vegan chocolate cake. He's made this cake for iftars during Ramadan, and I've gotta admit, it's the best vegan chocolate cake that I have ever tasted, so I'm looking forward to eating it tonight. But first, we headed over to the Milton Inn for dinner. Located in Sparks, Maryland, the Milton Inn is a 281-year-old fieldstone house lauded as one of Maryland's historic treasures. Owned and operated by the award-winning Foreman Wolf Group and led by chef and co-owner Chris Skanga, the Milton Inn boasts amazing food. Skanga's celebrated French-influenced cuisine showcases ingredients from over 24 of the Mid-Atlantic's finest farms and purveyors every season. Inspired by old French hunting lodges, the fully restored and reimagined country retreat is elegant comfort at its best. I feel so blessed to be here for my birthday with everyone.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Catherine. Happy birthday to you. We can sing.
Yay, thank you guys! Back at the house, it was dessert time, and Jean's famous vegan chocolate cake was just as delicious as I remembered it. And Auntie Noreen had to give her niece and nephew some treats too, before singing happy birthday in Urdu.
It's all good. Okay. Bare bare din ye aaye, bare bare din ye gaaye, tujhe hazaron saal, ye meri hai arzu. Happy birthday to you, Lala.
And before long, it was our last morning in Baldwin. So we took in the beauty and serenity of our Airbnb in the morning, packed up, and headed out by 11 a.m. Our last adventure was to the neighboring Loch Raven Reservoir. It was such a delight to come across Canadian geese, ducks, and seagulls, all parked on a small shoreline. And none of the sweet and curious birds seemed to mind the many visitors hanging out in their space on this warm fall day. It's hard to end such a lovely weekend, and I cannot wait to return to Baldwin for another staycation in the woods.